Hi guys, we're here with day 5, the NTI 6th grade work. This is for converting measurements using equivalent ratios. This video may be out of order on the YouTube channel because I went back and recorded it because I made a mistake in the last video. So please, it's okay, but do note this is day 5. If you're working from the internet or online, this is what the worksheet looks like. It has a little person reading a book. If you are working from a paper copy, please go ahead and pull that up now and follow along. Okay. Okay, let's look at number 1. I'm going to go through a few of these because this can be confusing until you get the hang of it. Once you get it down, it's going to be super easy. Okay. So what we have here on each of these, I've written, that's my handwriting in purple ink. I have written the conversion factor that you need to use. These are ratios. Okay. This is 1 ton to 2,000 pounds. Okay, so on each problem, you're going to see the one that I wrote, and then you're going to see the question mark about which one you're trying to figure out. Okay, so let's look at number 1. It says Dean's car weighs 1 1/4 tons. How many pounds does his car weigh? And just note that LB is the abbreviation for pounds. I can't tell you why. I don't know why. Okay, so our conversion factors. So on these, you are going to look at, let me get my little pencil up here so we can do that together. You're going to look at the top numbers and you're going to ask yourself, what can I multiply 1 by to get 1 1/4? I've written multiply on each of these because every single time you're going to think about multiplication. We're not going to be thinking about adding. Ratios, we use multiplying. Okay, equivalent ratios, we use multiplying. So, of course, 1 times 1 1/4 equals 1 1/4. That's easy. Okay, so to get my top number, I multiplied by 1 1/4. This is super hard to write, but you get the idea. Okay, so I'm going to put a little multiply there. So 1 times 1 1/4 gives me the answer here. Now, think a second. When you do something to the top of a ratio, what do you have to do to the bottom? Hopefully you thought in your head and you said the same thing, and you would be correct. We have to do the same thing down here. We have to do the same thing down here. Okay, so I multiplied by 1 1/4 at the top. I'm going to multiply by 1 1/4 at the bottom. Okay, and I apologize that my pen is so shaky. I'm not sure what's going on. So now we're going to change to a calculator. I'm just going to pull up Desmos Scientific. I know some of you are working from home and you don't have your Chromebook. If you do have your Chromebook, remember you can go to desmos.com/scientific to find it. If you do not have a Chromebook and you're working from a cell phone or something, I'm going to show you how to convert that. Okay. 1 1/4 is equal to 1.25. Okay, because a fourth equals 2,500. 2,500s. Yep, sorry, 2,500s. So if you don't have a calculator, go ahead and just type that in, 1 2,500s, and then I'm going to do a times. Oops. I'm going to use the times button on the calculator. I'm going to flip back to C. 2,000. This is a comma. It's not a decimal. So when we type it in the calculator, we ignore the comma. 2, 3. And so our answer is 2,500. So I'm going to flip back to here and see if that's an answer. Yes, it is. So 2,500 pounds is 1 1/4 of a ton. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and look at number 5. Let's look at number 2 because this is the only one that's a little bit more complicated. The rest are pretty easy. Okay. For number 2, it's tricky because I'm going to read it. A wooden board is 3 yards, 1 foot long, which shows an equivalent length. So I've given you the conversion here that 1 yard equals 3 feet. it gives you 3 yards. We're going to add in that 1 foot in just a second. And then we're going to try to convert this 3 yards to feet, which is where my question mark is. So I ask myself, I say, what do I have to multiply 1 by to get to 3? And hopefully everyone right now at their house or who's watching this video says, oh, multiply by 3. That's right. Because 1 times 3 equals 3. Now, what I do to the top of a ratio, I have to do to the bottom too. So I'm going to multiply by 3 on the bottom. So I get a times 3. If you don't know what 3 times 3 is, that's okay. Go ahead and pull up a calculator. If you do know, 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, so this equals 9 feet. However, when I was going over this to prepare for this lesson, I was like, wait a minute, 9 feet is not an option. However, we have to go back to the problem and remember that it says 3 yards and 1 foot long. So what we need to do is we need to add in that extra foot. So 9 plus 1 equals 10. Okay, so that's how you do number 2. Notice that we did cross out number 3. Don't worry about number 3. And the rest you should be a-okay on the rest. If you need help with anything or you're still confused about how to do this skill, please be sure to reach out to me or any of your teachers and they'll be more than happy to help you. Thanks and have a great and blessed day.